In this video, we will discover Sculpt mode. So the first thing we will need to do to start to sculpt an object is having enough definition into it. So for example, here I cannot sculpt this object because it doesn't have enough vertices. So what I will do, I will just go here and make a Ctrl 2 to have modifier subdivision into it and increase the level until a lot. Maybe I go until 8 to maybe until 9 will be good to start to have really enough density. So it will be a lot of vertices into one object. But for sculpting, you need this. I will just apply this and go now into Sculpt mode. Okay, so you can see that now you have a new interface, and this is a really important feature sculpting in 3D design. So in my opinion, if you are in sculpting, if you want to be in sculpting, so create characters or things like that, it will be very good to have a tablet. A graphic tablet will help you to have more definition with your strokes and more precision. It will be far more easier to sculpt with that. For the purpose of this training, I will not use tablets because I know some beginners, they will just want to discover things, and so I will not use tablet for this. But when I want to sculpt something and that I know that I will take some time for sculpt, I will use my graphic tablet, and it's really more efficient and yeah, more easy. So let's go for here, discovering the interface. So first of all, you see that you have a tool, okay? So this tool, you can increase the size with F. You know already the shortcuts because we did the same into texture paint mode. So I will show you here the little shortcuts. So with F, you increase the size, okay, just like this. So if you sculpt like this, you will add some geometry, okay? With Shift F, you will increase or decrease the strength of the stroke, so of the tool. So for example, if I put 1, I will have something that will have a big tool. I did enable something by mistake here. It's the stabilized stroke. So you see that I will have a big influence like that. But if I just with Shift F go back with 0 point something, you will have a very low influence into your object, okay? Here you have the tools, and here too. So again, here it's some kind of presets of desk tools that you can find. You can basically play only with all desk tools, and there will be enough for playing with that, okay? I will show you the tools into other videos. We will just play with that one for first, okay? So yeah, here are the tools, and here, let's say, some presets of the tools, and you can use that. It's very efficient in my opinion. Here you have the radius and the strength. With the right click, you can find back the radius and the strength as well, the auto smooth as well, sometimes it's useful. Here you have the plus and the minus. So if you use the plus, you will add some geometry. If you use the, oops, sorry, it's not that one. If you use the minus, you will remove geometry. So you will dig into the geometry. So you can just play with that with the control key, okay? Let's say you are with the plus option by default. If you use control key, you will just invert the tool. So let's say, for example, this tool will create some something like that by default, okay? If you invert the tool with control, you will go with this, okay? So it can be very useful to work with this control key. Another key that is very useful is when you did this, so I will make Ctrl Shift V to come back with this, and that you want to smooth, you will use here the Shift key. So Shift and left click, you will just smooth the surface like that. Okay, so it can be useful in some cases. So just remember that simple click, you add geometry. Control click, you remove geometry. You invert, let's say, the tool. And with Shift, you will just here smooth the geometry. Okay. So here you have options for your brush. You have option to add some textures, and we will come into it during an entire video because there are a lot of things to understand. We have the strokes. One important key, in my opinion, for the stroke here is the stabilized stroke that can be very useful. So for example, if you want to make a precise curvy design, so you will just the stabilized stroke like this, and you will have something that is more easy to manage, okay, to have this kind of behavior. You have the fall off option. So let's say, for example, this one here, if you use a sphere, okay, and increase maybe at this, you will have something that looks different with this, okay, with this kind of settings. Here you could increase into the stroke option the spacing. So more you increase that, and more you will have the dots that will be big. So let's go remove the stabilized stroke. You will have the dots that will be with a strong, a big distance between them, okay? But let's say you put 0.2 or 1% maybe, okay? You will have something that is very better to work with, okay? So here, that's it for the stroke and the fall off. And the cursor, you can display the cursor or not. I recommend to use this always. You can play with the colors if needed, but honestly, I don't use that much. Okay, so you can switch from Sculpt mode to object mode. Even in the basic layout, you can go in Sculpt mode as well, okay? And they will give you directly this into the 3D view. So can work as well, but here in the sculpting here interface, you have really everything that is done for that. When you play with textures, I like to use here the tools here, okay? It's exactly the same thing that we can find here, okay? And I like to have the texture over there. Like this, I can manage the textures here and play with the tool. So this is the only change that I would make for this interface. Here you have some symmetry options. You have the dynamic topology and the remesh, and we will talk about it into the next video, because we have several ways of adding density for sculpting. And this is the most important thing to understand, is that sometimes you need more density to play with some details or something like that, and you will use these features, but they are a little different. And you have another way with a modifier as well. So I will show you that into the next video, how to manage here the density of your mesh. So let's go for this into the next video.